Hey everyone, and welcome to Mind's Brilliance. Today we're going to learn about 10 signs she was never really in love. Understanding these signs can be painful, I know, but it's important to face reality so you can move on to find a love that's real, a love that lasts. Now let's begin. Have you ever felt like something was just a little bit off in your relationship? Like maybe, just maybe, she wasn't in love with you, but with an idea of you. Let's talk about that. You see, in many relationships, one person realizes they weren't actually in love with their partner as an individual. They'd fallen for a concept. On paper, you ticked all the boxes, the job, the car. Maybe she even told you, "You're everything I've ever wanted." But here's the thing about ticking boxes. It's not about genuine connection. It's about fulfilling a checklist that might not have anything to do with who you are at your core. She might have loved the idea of you, the you that fit into her life on a superficial level, but did she love your quirks, your passions, the things that make you uniquely you? Did she celebrate those things or try to change them? Think back to those early days. Did she constantly try to mold you into someone else? If she didn't embrace you for who you are, flaws and all, then it's time to face a difficult truth. She was infatuated with an image, not in love with the real you. Let's be honest, relationships should bring joy, not constant turmoil. Think back to the overall mood of your relationship. Was it characterized by laughter, ease, and a genuine sense of partnership? Or was it bogged down by recurring arguments, tension you could cut with a knife, and a feeling of walking on eggshells? When love is absent, relationships often devolve into a breeding ground for negativity. Every little thing seems to irritate both of you. Resentment builds, and suddenly you're trapped in a vicious cycle of conflict. If this sounds familiar, it's a major red flag. Now, it's important to distinguish between normal disagreements and persistent negativity. Every couple argues from time to time, that's natural, but if conflict becomes the norm rather than the exception, especially early on, it's a sign that something fundamental is missing: love. Pay attention to the frequency and intensity of your arguments. Was she always the one instigating fights? Did she seem to relish the drama more than the resolution? If so, it's a sign that she might not have been truly invested in the relationship or in finding happiness with you. One of the most beautiful aspects of a loving relationship is the way it intertwines with the lives of those closest to you. When you truly love someone, you're eager to welcome their loved ones into your life, and you instinctively want to connect with the people who matter most to them. But what happens when those connections never materialize? What does it mean when she keeps her distance from your family and friends, or worse, makes little to no effort to get to know them? This lack of interest in your world and the people who have shaped you is a telltale sign that something is amiss. It suggests a lack of genuine investment in building a life with you. Now consider the flip side. Did she keep you at arm's length from her family and friends? Were you always finding excuses for why you couldn't meet them, or did she simply avoid introducing you altogether? This kind of secrecy and compartmentalization can be a huge red flag. If she never made a genuine effort to integrate you into her life, to share that part of herself with you, it's worth asking yourself why. True love thrives on openness and connection, not on walls and separation. Chapter 4. Total ambivalence. Breakups are rarely easy, even when they're necessary. When you truly love someone, those feelings don't simply vanish overnight. There's a period of grief, of longing, of questioning what went wrong. It's a process, and it takes time. But what if your ex seems strangely unfazed by the breakup? What if she acts as if your relationship was nothing more than a fleeting thought, easily forgotten? This emotional detachment, this total ambivalence, can be a painful pill to swallow. It can make you question everything you thought you knew about her feelings. Here's the truth. When someone is truly in love, they can't simply turn off their emotions like a light switch. They'll carry those feelings with them, at least for a while. If your ex seems completely unaffected by the breakup, if she's already moved on without a backward glance, it's a sign that her feelings may not have run as deep as you thought. It's a sign that she may never have truly loved you at all. Chapter 5. Refusing to fix your issues. When love is present, couples are willing to fight for their relationship, to confront their problems head-on, and to find solutions together. They understand that love requires work, compromise, and a shared commitment to growth. But what happens when one person refuses to put in the effort? What does it mean when your ex shows no interest in addressing the issues that led to your breakup? This unwillingness to even try to salvage the relationship speaks volumes. It suggests that she's not invested in finding a way back to each other, that she's not willing to put in the hard work that real love demands. Think about it. If she truly loved you, wouldn't she at least be open to discussing your problems, to exploring ways to make things work? Wouldn't she want to fight for the relationship, even if it meant having difficult conversations and making personal sacrifices? If the answer is no, then it's time to accept that her love may not have been as strong as you believed. Chapter 6. Rapid Feelings. We've all experienced the intoxicating rush of a whirlwind romance. That initial spark, the intense attraction, the feeling of being swept off your feet, it can be exhilarating. But it's important to remember that infatuation is not the same as love. Infatuation is driven by passion and excitement, while love runs deeper, encompassing respect, trust, and a profound understanding of each other. If your relationship went from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye, it's worth examining the foundation upon which it was built. Did your feelings develop gradually, organically over time? Or did they explode onto the scene with the force of a supernova, only to fizzle out just as quickly? Relationships that burn bright and fast often lack the solid ground needed to withstand the inevitable challenges that lie ahead. They're built on fleeting emotions rather than a strong, enduring connection. So if your relationship felt like a roller coaster ride of intense highs and lows, with little in between, it's possible that true love was never really part of the equation. Chapter 7. Sense of relief. Breakups are rarely a source of genuine happiness, even when they're the right decision. More often than not, they're accompanied by a mix of sadness, regret, and a profound sense of loss. But what if your ex seems relieved? What if she acts as if a weight has been lifted from her shoulders, as if ending the relationship was the best thing that could have happened? This reaction, while painful to witness, can be incredibly telling. It suggests that she wasn't fulfilled in the relationship, that she may have been feeling trapped or unhappy for some time. If she's expressing a sense of relief rather than grief, it's a clear sign that her heart wasn't truly invested. It's a sign that she may have been going through the motions, rather than experiencing the joy and contentment that come with a loving partnership. Chapter 8. Forgetting your birthday. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, these are the milestones that often trigger memories of past relationships. Even after a breakup, it's not uncommon to think about an ex on these special occasions, to wonder how they're doing, to feel a pang of sadness or nostalgia. But what if your ex doesn't even remember your birthday? What if these important dates pass by without so much as a text message or a fleeting thought? This lack of acknowledgement, while seemingly insignificant, can speak volumes about her true feelings. It suggests that you're no longer occupying a significant place in her mind, that she's moved on without a backward glance. When you truly love someone, you remember the things that matter to them, even if you're no longer together. You carry those memories with you. If your ex seems to have forgotten all about you, it's a sign that her love may have been fleeting, superficial, or perhaps never existed at all. Chapter 9. Moving on quickly. Rebounding after a breakup is a natural part of the healing process for some. But moving on too quickly, especially into a serious relationship, can be a sign that your ex wasn't as invested in your relationship as you were. Think about it. Entering into a new relationship requires vulnerability, emotional availability, and a willingness to open your heart to someone new. If your ex has already jumped into another relationship, it suggests that she had emotionally detached from your relationship long before it ended. It's possible that she was already checking out, looking for an escape route, rather than putting in the effort to work through your issues. This behavior is especially common in relationships that lack a strong foundation, where infatuation and intensity mask a lack of genuine connection. Chapter 10. Searching for signs. The very fact that you're watching this video, that you're searching for answers, speaks volumes. It means that deep down you have doubts. You have that nagging feeling that something wasn't quite right, that her love might not have been as genuine as you hoped. And you know what? Your instincts are usually right. We all have an inner voice that whispers truths to us, that guides us towards what feels right and alerts us to red flags. If you're questioning her love, it's because something in her actions, her words, or her energy didn't align with the depth of feeling you deserve. Trust your gut. Don't ignore those whispers of doubt. You deserve a love that's clear, a love that's undeniable, a love that leaves no room for questioning. Don't settle for anything less. Outro: finding your way forward. Hey, thank you for watching Mind's Brilliance. I know that facing these signs can be tough, but remember, recognizing the truth is the first step towards healing and moving on to find a love that's real. Be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.